Hello friends, my name is Dr. Sumit and I welcome you all to my latest video series, Life Skills for Inner Transformation. Just to give you a brief idea about myself, I'm a chemical engineer by profession and a gold medalist from Mumbai University and done my master's in management from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, United States. I'm a doctorate in the science of NLP, stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is the highest science of human mind and human behavior. I, along with my wife, Dr. Lalita, are the founders of Utopia Learning, which is the L&D division of Isleworth Group of Companies. Isleworth Group was established way back in 1955, and primarily we are into water purification, wastewater treatment, effluent treatment plants, pollution control, organic food products, health and wellness products, nutraceuticals, and I look after the export division of the company. You want to know more about Isleworth Group, please log on to www.isleworthtradelinks.com. We have been successfully conducting life skills workshop for several corporates since 1997 and have been successful in training over 400 corporate companies, to name a few companies like Infosys, Tata Consultants, Wipro, Mindtree, Oracle, and many others. And over 20,000 individuals have done certification programs from us. Dr. Lalita is an advanced healer and has healed several patients suffering from psychosomatic disorders without the use of medicines. Thanks to this corona lockdown, I thought I would do something creative and useful by bringing out this video series where my entire life experience have been put under one single umbrella. I have coined several interesting topics for the entire spectrum of the society. So whether you are a growing up child or a teenager, young adult, working professional, homemaker or even a working woman, senior manager or even retired senior citizen, topics like attitude will bring you altitude, how to be an awesome parent, teenagers, teenagers, women of worth, relationship, entrepreneurship, multi-level marketing, etc. have been brought by me. We also do online counseling for those who need help and have CDs of our NLP and Six Sigma workshop where you can see these and pass an online exam and get certified anywhere in the world. Please do not see these videos casually, preferably on a laptop with your family and with a pen and a notebook so that you make points and later discuss in introspect with your family members. What are the corrections you need to do in your life? I hope you will like these videos. So please put your likes, feedbacks and subscribe for my channel as these are guaranteed to transform you. Today friends, we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is how to be a successful entrepreneur. Everybody after this corona lockdown are thinking to do something new because more than 20 to 25 industries have no future at all. Now if you have to do something new as an entrepreneur, as an individual, let us see what are the steps you need to follow so that you can become successful entrepreneur. So who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is, as Wikipedia defines, is the process of designing, launching, and running a new business, which is often initially a small business. People who create this business are called as entrepreneurs. Walt Disney, before he died, he said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Friends, Walt Disney was one entrepreneur. Way back in 1950s, he had the concept of coming out with the biggest theme park in the world, in that is the Disneyland in Orlando. And of course, before Disneyland was commissioned, he passed away. He had a lung cancer. He is one of the most admired entrepreneurs of this last century because he did which others could not do. Today, he is valued at 130 billion, friends. So please understand that it starts with all a dream, but we need to pursue them. What are the common traits of most of the successful entrepreneurs? The first thing they have is passion to do things. They have strong work ethics, that is very important. Strong people skills, they know to deal with people, determination to achieve, creativity, competitiveness, they are self starters. They don't have to be told what to do and what not to do. They are proactive and they are open minded to new ideas. Attributes of successful people, they take what they do seriously. They have passion to do things, here I want to give you example of Steven Spielberg, who shot into limelight when he made his movie Jurassic Park. In fact, after Jurassic Park, in one of the press conferences, uh, The press asked him, "What is the secret of your success, Mr. Spielberg?" So for that, he replied, he said, "See, I'm so passionate about my work that when I get up in the morning, I don't have even time for breakfast." So this is the kind of passion, friends, an entrepreneur has to show. If you have passion, then only become an entrepreneur. Otherwise, leave it. Their customers are God and rest is liability. They make big decisions carefully. Why? Because haste creates waste. They aren't scared of roads which are less traveled. They are risk takers. They harness technology. They look out for the best technology which can be available to run the show. They invest in themselves. Their learning quotient is high. None of the successful entrepreneurs you will see, they suffer from conceit that we know everything. So when your cup is so full, what can you put in further? So you need to have a high learning quotient so that you learn new things and implement that in your business. They are constantly learning. They are highly adaptable and they are future oriented. They always keep on thinking new thing. What are the changes to be done in their business as well as in their market, in their products and others. So this is the kind of thinking they have. Friends, this is the kind of thinking which the Japanese had. Here I want to mention India, Japan, and China. They won independence almost the same time. And you see where is China, where is Japan, and where is India. Of course, China leads from the turnover point of view, but Japan leads from creativity point of view. So Japan follows the principle of Kaizen. Kaizen means continual improvement, continual improvement. They are never satisfied with what they create. But see the fun, the word Kaizen has come from the Chinese word Chan, which has come from the Sanskrit word Dhyan. So Dhyan, Chan, and Kaizen. So roots of all this creativity, what we call as Pruhagati. Kaizen is nothing but Pruhagati in Sanskrit, where you are always, growth oriented. Examples of some of the successful people, I think all of us know: Jeff Bezos, Larry Page, Edelson, Warren Buffett, Jack Ma of Alibaba, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, Carlos Simhelu. Of course, Bill Gates heads the list by topping the net worth of 100 billion. Today, he is worth more than 100 billions, friends. The richest man since last, I think, 20 years. He has been constantly number one in the world. Most successful Indian entrepreneurs. I'm sure all of you know about Jahangir Ratanbhai Dadabhai Tata, who started the Tata Group in Jamshedpur. Then Shiv Nadar of HCL, Lakshmi Nivas Mittal of Mittal Group, G.D. Birla, Ghanshyam Das Birla of the Birla Group, who started the Birla Group way back almost 70, 80 years back. And here I just want to mention, friends, that our group, Isleworth, was also started by my grandfather, whose name was D.D. Sharma, Dhruv Sharma, and he was none other than the General Secretary of Birla Group, and he was like a personal assistant to G.D. Birla. He spent more than 8 to 9 years with him, and that is how he himself, after coming out of Birla Group, he became an entrepreneur and started our group, Isleworth Group, way back in 1955, even before I was born. Narayan Murthy, I think all of us know today his worth is over 20,000 crores. Azim Premji, very, very humble person, highly appreciable entrepreneur. Wipro, Dhirubhai Ambani, Reliance Group. Dhirubhai Ambani is another very, very good example of an entrepreneur, although not very much qualified, friends. He was hardly not even seventh standard passed. But his entrepreneurship quality, today, friends, you don't need education to become successful. In fact, when he was working in Saudi Arabia in a petrol pump in a place called Aden, and in Aden, he used to talk to his colleagues there in Saudi Arabia in a petrol pump and he used to say, "I'm going to have a refinery one day." So people used to laugh at him. They used to say, "Hey, person like you is going to have a refinery." But then see, it became a reality. Today, Reliance Petrochemicals is a reality. So friends, we have lot to learn from these people. They all started in a very small way, very simple and humble way, but he died with 2,000 crores of personal assets. And today, Reliance Group, all of you know, is heading in a very, very big way with now even Facebook tying up with the Reliance Jio, things are going to be very, very rosy in the future. Adishar Godrej for the Godrej Group is another very good example of Godrej Tala. All of us are. So you want to be successful, right? So why are you seeing this? You want to be successful. So what is your step one? The first step you need to understand is your product selection. Select the product or services you want to cater to. Check if you have experience and knowledge in that domain. I have seen a lot of entrepreneurs getting into certain fields depending on somebody and thinking they know about that domain, and they depend on somebody and start. And just because some people are successful, you just can't get into a domain which you don't have, because if you don't have knowledge of that domain, guaranteed one day or the other you're going to be cheated. Very shortly you're going to be cheated. So you need to get into domains which you already know, or you have worked for some industry where you know these things. I'll give you an example. Let's say you work for a big travel company. You have worked for whatever departments, you have worked for several years, 7, 8 years, or 10 years. After that, you want to start your own travel business. Then it makes sense because you have so many years of experience in that industry. But if you don't have domain knowledge, please don't get into it blindly. Does it solve any problem in the society? Does it solve any pain in the society? This is the question you need to ask, because any pain in the society is a business potential. Does it already have a demand and there is a shortfall? This is again a good line to get into. If there is a shortfall, who will be your buyers? Who will be your customers? You need to jot it down. And these, you should not have a mental concept, friends. You need to introspect. You need to do pratyahara. You need to sit down calmly. And during this lockdown, you will have enough time to do that. So who will be your buyers? You need to question that. So what are the logistic challenges? And what is the cost of this thing? You need to, of course, we are going to discuss these points slightly later. Then manufacturing, how are you going to do? Ask yourself this question, 5W and 2H. What does 5W stand for? What, when, where, who, which. So what will be the production facility, when you want to start, where you want to start, with who are the people who are going to look after it, which is the area you want to do, which are the products you want to manufacture. So you need to write down all this thing on a notebook, which you should preserve, not on a piece of paper, because that will get lost. You need to always maintain a personal notebook and a diary, friends, which you need to write down, because when you write down, your subconscious mind registers it. Just having a mental concept of things, sometimes the brain is not able to match the jigsaw puzzle. It cannot make, but if you write down, it registers and it gives you a solution. 2H stands for how and how much. How are you going to go about it? How much are you going to produce? How much will be the production? These are the questions you need to ask, and you will get automatic answers. These are called as open-ended questions, because and in NLP this is also specific questions. These are called as meta model. Technically, meta model questions, when you ask this meta model question, people can't keep quiet. Success formula step 2: production. How will you be manufacturing yourself, or is it going to be outsourced? What are the raw materials required? Number of SKUs? What is the availability of the raw materials? Whether they are seasonal? Transport cost till your place, you need to calculate very correctly. How much is the transport cost, and the cheapest transport you need to check out, so that you don't spend unnecessary. So these are the costs which you have to take it when you are doing the costing of your product. Simply just taking the raw material and then just adding up your profit and thinking that is your profit, you're going to lose, because you have not taken into consideration these other variables, like transportation costs for receiving the material and also sending the material, both ways. Is the cost fluctuating? Like we are in the food industry, friends, some of the commodity items which are there, like rice, dal, they are daily fluctuating. The rate yesterday is something, and because it goes by demand and supply, so you need to cover up that fluctuating cost. Any government restriction or law against that is there, that is also very important. Because what happens is, I'll give an example of something called as hemp seeds. These hemp seeds are grown in some of the states. It is legalized in states like Uttarakhand, but it is not legal in other states. So if you keep hemp seeds in, let us say, Karnataka or any other place, it comes under the Department of Narcotics, because it has got some narcotic effects, it seems. So you need to be very careful when you select the product. Is there any law against it? Fortunately, friends, everything is available on the net. But you are an entrepreneur, so you need to spend time and do proper research before you get into something, because after getting into trouble with the law and then finding out solution is a foolish way of working. Is there any import component involved in your production? Semi knockdown condition or completely knockdown condition? That also you need to be very clear in your mind, whether there is availability. And now with the corona issues in most of the countries, is it worth importing anything? Because first of all, the cost is going to be more. Second, the availability issues are there, and whether they are going to be shipped in time. These are all the questions you need to ask. Inventory, what is the inventory you need to maintain? Should it for a few days, a few weeks, a few months? That kind of an inventory we need to understand and we need to note it down. Step number three, presentation. How will be the packing? Is it a box type of packing, or if you are into Nutri bars, is it a wrapper, or is it a pouch type, stand-up pouches, or is it a thin form, like the the Pringle chips which are there? So like that, you need to check up what kind of packing you're going to do, and is it the packing suitable for Amazon or online sales, offline sales? Your logo design should be very unique. Trademark you need to apply for and get. Normally you will get a trademark with R, which you can add it, and then after 3 years you get the official trademark, unless until there is an objection. Certification approvals like FSSAI, GMP, ISO, you need to check what are the certifications, because nowadays, friends, people, the common public does not buy anything unless and until there is proper certification. Like for example, even sanitizers during corona time, or even face masks which are there, they have to be certified by certain authorities, and then only the product is safe to be consumed. There should be an artist with you or an outsourced thing. For good design, attractive color should be used with good font, so that when you keep it on the shelf or you keep it on online also, it should be seen and people should get attracted by that particular design. Don't put too many things and too many colors, because what happens is it doesn't appeal to the eye. So this, of course, you need to have a good artist to do that. Any special clearances you need, like for example, FDA, drug controller, Ayush, data. This is the decision which you have to take. You have to introspect. These are the questions you have to ask. Formula for success, step 4, promotion. How are you going to do the promotion? Are you going to do it online using e-commerce sites? And you have e-commerce sites like Amazon, Flipkart, and connected to your industry. There may be some online. Most of the things have become nowadays online. You can even, people are selling furniture also online. So like that, you, for your connected business, what you want to sell or whatever you want to produce, you need to be very prominent on those sites. The idea is that you should be seen everywhere. I mean, when somebody you ask for that particular product, people will search for the product's name, then it should pop up in the net and people should be able to contact you. Offline, by conventional distributor model, are you going to distribute it through e-com, or are you going to distribute through the conventional distributor model, the stockist, distributor, retailer, like that? You need to have your own website. It should be dynamic and it should be responsive. When I say responsive, it should be, people should be able to see it on the mobile phone also, because nowadays most of the mobile phone people are using, people have no time to use even laptop or desktop. People just whatever you send it to them, they're very happy if they can see it on the. If it is not responsive, people can't see it on the mobile phone. Promotion on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Preferably you should have a paid account on these things for at least 3 months. When 3 months, you should become very prominent on the net. And if you become prominent on the net, what happens is that people will start contacting you, will start getting new customers. Because practically everybody nowadays, whenever they want anything, they go to Google and they just put that, and then your website or your company's name should pop up. Promotion by emails, by WhatsApp. Nowadays, friends, WhatsApp has come out with their own software, which one can purchase it. And once you purchase that, they also give, you can send almost 1 lakh messages, as against your normal WhatsApp. You can send only about five forwards you can do maximum. But in this one, when you take the commercial software from WhatsApp officially, you can send videos up to 8 to 10 minutes, and you can send it to a lakh people a day. Short videos on YouTube, Vimeo. You should promote your things this thing, because if people ask for the thing, always you give a kind of a small promotion on video. That helps to promote your product. Of course, also personal calls and also phone calls to people who are connected to your business. You need to write down who are going to be your customers. And nowadays things have become very easy. You can search it on the net and you will get the people. You need to talk to them, and the more and more you talk, and of course at least one person visits is required. Success formula number 5, finance and funding. Work out the capex. Capex means what is the equipment, what is the machinery you're going to require, what are the deposits you need to give. This is called as a capex, that is capital expenditure. Then also work out your opex, which is called as operating expenditure. That your working capital, for example, what is the salaries you have to give, what is the rent you have to give, what are the other variables which you have to take care for example, if your rent is 15,000 rupees, your salaries are going to be another 20,000 rupees, your other expenditure like internet and other. So your total working capital will be approximately 50,000 rupees a month, approximately, I'm saying. So you need to keep at least 2 lakhs in advance only for the working capital, because your business is not going to give immediate returns. Maybe you start promoting it and your result starts coming in the second month, or revenue will actually start coming on the third month only. So you need to be very aggressive on the marketing in the first 2 months, because if you don't market and just simply produce and keep the products with you, that is foolishness, because your stock will just pile and other problems are going to be arise. You'll not be have any place left to store your product. So what is your break even sales? So for example, you're producing anything, that particular thing, and what are you producing? So per month, how much sales you have to do to break even? What if your expenditure is going to be 50,000 and your profitability you have already calculated, without tax? Then in that, what is the sales you need to do so that you get at least 50,000 rupees? So for example, if you're making 30% profit on your particular things, so you need to at least do 2.5 to 3 lakhs of rupees per month sales you need to do, so that you are able to take care of your overhead of about 50,000 rupees. So this is how we calculate the break even sales. And break even, neither you're making any profit, but at least you're taking care of the expenditure. If you take care of your expenditure first 3 4 months, friends, then only you will be successful. Otherwise, if you're paying from your capex, then it is a very foolish way of doing business. You need to prepare a project report. If your project is slightly bigger, when I say bigger, anything about 25 to 50 lakhs and above, you need to prepare a CMA data. CMA data is what is required by most of the banks, and also by the MSME people who give you loans. They need a very pakka project report. This has to be prepared by a professional auditor. Auditor's signature has to be there on that. Then only banks accept that. So you need to be ready with all these things. And once you tell CMA data to any auditor, they will understand it is their job. But basic details you have to give to them, like what is the production cost, what are the overheads which are going to, how many workers are going to be required, what is the sales, what is the this thing expected sales, what is the profit. The basic data, if you give to them, they will prepare a what we call as 5 years or 10 years of a projected balance sheet, which is called a CMA data, which covers everything. CMA data, everything comes out. And office overheads, if you initially if you can afford a own office, or you can take it on a rent, it's fine. But nowadays, a lot of co-working places are available, friends, at a very very nominal price. So for hardly 7 to 8 thousand rupees, at least in Bangalore, I'm talking Bangalore, Bombay, Pune, Delhi, Hyderabad, Chennai, it's become very common nowadays. There's no shame nowadays. Earlier, people used to feel ashamed to go to these kind of co-working places, but there's, see, after all, work is worship, friends. You can't be bothered about every second person what they will think about you. It is your convenience. They are not going to pay your rent. So come out of all those inhibitions and start your business, at least cover, because you have so many facilities there. You have everything ready, a desk to be occupied. You have to just take your laptop. AC is there, eating facility is there, cafeteria is there. So even if your customers walk in, they can talk to you, and almost all of them are open 24/7. That means you can go morning, evening, even night you can go. So this is one of the best ways to start the business. Again, I'll talk about Steven Spielberg here. Steven Spielberg, when he started his business, he started in a garage, and in that garage, he, out of broken wooden pieces, in the door, he wrote Steven Spielberg, director, film director. So like that, he started his career with a very very humble beginning. Staff, bare minimum. Frugality is the essence of success. When I say frugality, you need to be very much in control of your finances, and if you don't do it, you are asking for trouble. MSME bank loans minimum 20 lakhs to 2 crores is available nowadays. After this corona lockdown, a lot of facilities have been given by the government. RBI has released money, government has released money to MSME, and up to from 20 lakhs up to 2 crores, there is no collateral required, and you can get these things within a month's time. You need to be ready with your costing. with all your variables and profit margin after marketing distribution costs have been taken care, which I had just mentioned to you. Success formula, step number 6, legal admin and accounts. Your GST registration, shop and establishment registration, whether you're going for a partnership company or a LLC company, that is limited liability company, private or public limited company. Now, this is the decision you have to take. Are you going to do it on your own, that is proprietorship, or you're going to have a set of partners which who are going to be, maybe they were your colleagues in your previous company after where you have been working, or your friends and family member, anything. They can be partners, can be anybody. But whether you want to go for a private limited company or a public limited company, that decision is purely yours. When it comes to costing the proprietorship registration, there is nothing much required except GST and shop and establishment. Partnership, you can go for LLC. It is better to go for an LLC, limited liability company, because in the conventional partnership, even if the other partner takes a loan on the company's name, the liability will still be on you. So go for a limited liability company, and between a private limited, there is not much of a difference. The costing is almost the same. But with almost 25,000 rupees, you can float a private limited company. But public limited company, you need to have a slightly bigger bandwidth, 1 crore and above. That all depends on if you want to, at what scale you want to do the business. Bank account, is preferable to have one nationalized bank and one private bank. When I say private bank, like Axis Bank or ICICI or Kotak, these are called as private banks. Nationalized, the most preferred one is SBI. SBI also gives a lot of loan support to the startups and also to MSMEs. Is the investment going to be a loan by you only, or other directors are also going to put with you? This should be clear from day one. From day one, this should be clear that how much anybody is going to give, and you must sign a separate MOU with all your partners. See, friends, it may not look nice. People may say, "Oh, you don't trust us, you don't these things." Friends, life has no guarantee. Today, we are alive, and tomorrow there is no guarantee we are going to be alive. But when things are in the paper, then everything is very crystal clear. Psychologically also, you have a comfort. Let us say we are floating a new company and there are 4 partners, and there is totally about 10 lakhs of rupees required. Then how much each one of us has to invest? 2.5 lakhs. So 2.5 lakhs into 4 will give you 10 lakhs of rupees initially for you to start the business, start the company. But all these things should be put in a separate MOU. What in private limited company also, if you're having it, it can be incorporated in the memorandum of articles that this is a condition that if one of the directors wants to go out, he wants to retire, and he wants to, so these conditions should be all discussed threadbare even before you start your first day of the business. I have seen many companies failing because they end up in a fight after 1 or 2 years, because these things were not discussed in the beginning. And I always prefer things to be in writing, so that it is in a 500 rupee stamp paper. You sign it and register in the court, notarize it, and everybody gets a copy of it, so that everybody is very crystal clear. So because these discussion about money matters are sometimes sensitive, it can't be again and again discussed. It's discussed only once in a way. MD or CEO, whosoever is a managing partner, MD should be responsible for all legal aspects of the company. You must have a good accountant, CA, auditor for weekly, monthly filing, so that accounts part is taken care. Before you start the business also, friends, I learned this from Subrata Bakchi's book called The Art of Entrepreneurship, who was the founder of Mindtree. And before, as all of you know, Subrata Bakchi, Ashok Sutta, they were all in Wipro. And they came out of Wipro and they started Mindtree. Mindtree is also quite a big company, and they are my clients. I have done workshops for them. And he, in his book, very nicely has told, which I learned from this book, you must have heart to heart talk with all your partners in initial stages itself. With an MOU, should discuss limitations. And all of us have some limitations, right? We can have a physical limitation, health limitation, some personal problems we may have. Somebody may be going through a divorce. Somebody may be having other legal issues, legal suits in the past. These things should be discussed threadbare in a closed room, preferably, so that no other person should be allowed. Only the partners should be there, and they should tell frankly about their past, so that tomorrow, what happens when you have told your past, and then people, then if they hear it from somebody else, then they will feel more bad, or there may be other repercussions. But it is always better to discuss threadbare, so that future there is no, we are starting the business on a very clean set, and there is no ambiguity at all on the business aspect of it. Let us look at this one. Success formula step number 7. Funding. There are various funding options available, friends, nowadays, which is the MSME e-Mudra loans. I have told you 20 lakhs to 2 crores without any collateral. NBFC loans from 3 crores up to 50 crores. Friends, my company, Eiselwood Trade Links Limited, it's a public limited company, arranges these MSME loans from 20 lakhs to 2 crores without any collateral. And if you want to know more about what we do, please go to eiselwoodtradelinks.com. In that finance section is there. Click on that and you will get all the facilities we give there. So we arrange MSME Mudra loans because I am also a trainer, mentor to MSME. And apart from there, I'm also on the board of one of the NBFC companies, a large company, where we arrange from 3 crores up to 50 crores without any collateral. There is no collateral involved, and this can also be done very quickly. And debt funding against properties can be done. If you have somebody has a large property, one of the partners has large property, debt funding can be done at a very reasonable prices. SBLC funding, standby letter of credit. We also, my company arranges SBLCs from AAA banks from abroad. AAA banks means the top ones like HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Standard Chartered, like that. We have several banks, and in this bank we arrange SBLC, and that SBLC is opened on your company name in India, and that is valid for 365 days. And in that it can be discounted. But this is only for slightly larger funding. When I'm talking larger funding, it's only $10 million plus plus plus. 10 million is the starting point. We don't do it for a small kind of fundings. Of course, nowadays VC fundings are available, crowd fundings are available. Crowd fundings have done wonders in giving donations to people in need during the this Corona crisis. Like some people were admitted in the hospital, they didn't have money to actually pay the hospital because of this. So crowdfunding helped them. Private equity, there are a lot of companies which invest as a seed capital. They invest in your company in the beginning itself, and then they work out how much the expectation are there. Or all the partners personally pooling, which I gave you example of 10 lakhs, 4 partners, they each put 2.5 lakhs, like that. Success formula step number 8, very important. What is the quality control and marketing you're going to do? Quality standards need to be established, and how will you check on daily basis? Certifications relevant to the company and industry like food, HACCP, ISO 22000, FSSAI. This is to the food industry. For exports, you will need GMP, halal, kosher, European Union, US FDA, USDA, NPOP, NOP, JAS. These are different countries' certifications is required. Like halal is required for anything to do with Middle East. Kosher is required for any countries like countries like Italy, or countries like Jordan. They demand Israel. They demand kosher. EU is required by all European countries. So how are you going to do the marketing? You can do it through referral marketing, through discount coupons, social media, symbiotic marketing. Symbiotic marketing means both help each other, that kind of a thing. Online, offline, stockist model, retail, barter. Barter means you sell something for them and they sell something, your products to them, something like that. And blogs, there are a lot of people, facilities available on blogs where you give your link to your website and people come and purchase on your website. There are important portals. You need to register your company on Just Dial, on India Trade, as well as on India Mart. India Mart is also very powerful engine. But once you put your products on that, you will, on an average, friends, you will get 10 to 15 inquiries on a daily basis. Are you also going to do personal marketing to corporate sector? Corporate sector, like for example, if you go to a big MNC company, they'll have offices all over India, so they will have maybe 10 offices. So once you enter one organization in Bangalore or Bombay, so you can supply it to their entire chain, for example. Aggregators, there are aggregators and gig operators like Swiggy, your Uber Eats are available, like that. You have to think widely that how many people you can spread your bandwidth. That is very important. So you should be seen everywhere. Like people should see you on Swiggy, on Zomato, on Uber Eats. Then they say, oh, this is a good brand. And of course your quality standards have to be, because these companies are very strict about the quality aspect of it. So what are the other attributes you should develop apart from the technical things we have discussed? You should have a positive attitude. You must have a strong belief about yourself, about your product and yourself. You must have commitment to the business. You must have determination to succeed. E stands for efforts in the right direction. You must put your efforts in the right direction. Just working hard is not important, but working smartly is important. F stands for fast and furious. You should be very quick. It's not the survival of the fittest today. Today it's the survival of the quickest. Then you should be friendly. It's very important with your customers, with your employees, with everybody. G stands for global. You think globally but act locally. H stands for happiness quotient. Ultimately, you should be happy. What you do, you should be happy. If you're not happy, then there's no point in being an entrepreneur. And then at the same time, you should be humble, because if you're not humble, then you'll tumble, and then finally you will grumble. I stands for integrity. Very important. You need to do your business with total integrity, which you should ask your own heart and your own conscience whether you are doing things in integrity. J stands for juggle with ideas, juggle with new things. There's no harm in that. K stands for knowledge. I told you earlier, you must have knowledge of your domain, and if not, you must aspire to learn every day and make your product and your services very successful. L, you should be a good listener. Every entrepreneur has to be a good listener. I have seen a lot of people in my life, they don't allow you to talk. They only keep on talking, and they, even if you interrupt them, they don't understand, and they keep on talking. So you're not a good listener. If you're not a good listener, you can never be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because if you're not a good listener, you'll not be a good communicator automatically. M, be meticulous in whatever you do. Don't just take it casually. Leave all your arrogance and your laziness aside. N stands for nurture. You should nurture on ideas, nurture on products. Whatever you have started, you need to nurture it. Just like a plant, when you plant a seed, you have to put water, you have to put fertilizer, you have to nurture it. O stands for openness. You should be open to new ideas, open to new this thing, especially from your employees and from your customers. Very important. When I say openness here, see, one of the things you have to work upon if you're selling an online product, a lot of people will put your reviews or they may put complaints. You must immediately attend to those complaints and tell them that, okay, sorry for this thing, for the inconvenience, and we are working on that. I'll give you a classic example of Oyo. Oyo did not work on it, the feedbacks which were given on online to them, and that is how they had a major setback a few months back. So please understand, friends, that today you have to be open, and you, if, because every feedback customer gives is feedback are the breakfast for the champions. And if you do not take feedbacks in a positive way, you will never be able to improve. We talked about Kaizen principle, Prahogati. You cannot progress unless and until you do the change, because you are not the ultimate gospel on this earth, isn't it? The feedback what people give to you is on which you have to work upon. Similarly, you should be open to new opportunity connected to your business. Don't do too many things at a time. I have seen some entrepreneurs, they start something and after 2-3 months they start doing something else only, then their focus is gone. P stands for praise your colleagues. Very important. Q stands for question your failures. If you have failed, no problem. R stands for relax often. S stands for smile and be sincere in what you do. T is trust in yourself. U stands for understanding of the market. Very important. V stands for virtues. You must develop virtues, and you should develop spiritual values in your life. W stands for waste not. Try to use the 3R: reuse, recycle, reclaim. Whatever waste is being produced by your factory or whatever, you should try to reuse, recycle, and reclaim. X-ray your problems. Don't just get stuck to problem. X-ray from where the problem has come. Y stands for yearn to excel. Z stands for be jestful. Jestful means do what you love what you do. Very important. Friends, this was my book, which was printed way back in 2005. I am a successful entrepreneur. Way back in 2003, 2004, I tasted success, and I wrote this book called The Making of a Millionaire, which sold worldwide and was translated in many languages. So I am just sharing my personal experience. This nothing what you shared in these slides are copied from anywhere or this thing, but I have shared my personal experiences and the mistakes which I have done in my life. I don't want you as a startup or a new organization to do these mistakes. Please work on whatever I have told you, and if you want any time, any guidance, you're most welcome. Those of you want a copy of this book, I have got a soft copy of this in PDF format. You have to write to me on my email ID, which is on the next slide, or you have to send me a WhatsApp message from your WhatsApp number. I can send you PDF on this thing. Please read it, because this is a book which I have written from my heart, and it has helped many people to transform themselves. Actually, it is not a book; it is actually a workbook where you can question each yourself, like what is your attitude, what is your belief. There are a set of questions which are asked. So business related workshops, friends, Utopia Learning conducts is sales marketing training, digital marketing training, how to be an effective manager, how to be successful entrepreneur. What I have told in just this 45 minutes video, we do a 2 days workshop on how to, because each and every aspect of the pillars of the business which we have discussed are we give you solid training with templates and a workbook, so that you do not make mistakes in your life. Communication skills, how to be a good negotiator, NLP for business people any business you start, you may sell gold also, but if you do not have people skills, you don't know to handle people, then you'll again be a failure, friends. And I've seen most of the people, they lack people skills, and that is why they fail in their business. You may be good, your product may be good, but if you do not know how to talk to people, don't know how to behave with people, then that is where the problem starts. And then people start spreading bad word about you. CRM, customer resource management, supply chain management, Six Sigma for quality, Six Sigma for production, ISO 9000 19011 audit workshops we do, so that you can audit your own company, your own workshop. These are my contact details, friends. You can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, linkedin.com/Dr. Sumit Sharma, facebook.com Dr. Sumit Sharma, www.imcpt.in. This is my healing website. And my corporate training workshops are on www.utopialearning.co.in. My Instagram handle is Sharma Dr. Sumit. My WhatsApp number is +91 0782 911 +91 0782 My email is utopialearnings@gmail.com. You can write to me. My Skype ID is iselworth.hk. Those of you from any other country can get in touch with me on Skype also. I'm also on Zoom, so we can always have a video of this thing. So friends, I hope you have liked this video. Please press the like button and share your feedbacks and comments, and please subscribe for my channel, because a lot of interesting things are coming which have never been told by me earlier. Thank you so much, and look forward to see you. God bless each one of you.